What's going on, guys? JSkeleton here with a brand new Advanced Warfare gameplay commentary for you guys today. Now, this is not just any gameplay commentary, because we're going to be talking about Kontrol Freeks, and do they really work? And I'm going to also explain what they are before we get into that part. But one thing to really pay attention to is that my accuracy, my aiming, is very on point in this video, and that's all thanks to the Kontrol Freeks. So, you know, this is a completely unbiased review. I'm not sponsored by them. I wish I was, because they're a great company with great products. But it's a completely unbiased review. I would never tell anyone something is good just, you know, for them to buy it if it's not really good, and I don't really believe that it's good and that I don't enjoy it myself. You know, I wouldn't tell anyone to buy anything that I wouldn't tell, you know, my friends and family to get. So, and I've been telling my friends and my dad, at least, because my dad plays Call of Duty too, to pick these up and try them, man, because they're solid and they work. But first, before we get into, you know, how do they work, why do they work, how are they good, what are they? They're basically joystick extenders. You typically put it on your right stick. It adds a little bit of height to your stick. They have different styles, different you know, textures and shapes, if you will. They have concave and convex. Concave is a scooped in, kind of like the 360, Xbox One, and PS4 controllers. Convex is domed, kind of like the PS3 controllers. Now you can get these for any console: Xbox One, PS4, PS3, and Xbox 360. And they really are good, man. But how do they work? I'm gonna try to explain it. I'm really bad at explaining like the mathematicals behind stuff. You know, I'm gonna put a link in the description below for Kontrol Freeks' website. You can go on their website, and they do a lot better of a job explaining it in a video called "The Science of the Kontrol Freeks." But basically, you know, the idea is that by adding a little bit of height, or a lot of height, depending on what height of stick you get, because they range from short to tall, which, by the way, I'm using the shorter ones, the CQCs, on this gameplay commentary. It's not the shortest ones. I think the alphas are shorter, but they're a little bit shorter. You know, they're close quarter combats. That's what the CQC stands for, close quarter combat. And, you know, and I'm more of like a run and gun guy, so they're good for me. But, yeah, so by adding some height, it basically increases the range of motion. Now, you know, with their classic ones, I think it's said to increase about like 31 or 33% range of motion. Obviously, that varies depending on the height of the stick, but it increases your range of motion. And by doing so, it can make it so you have to move your right stick, you know, more like you don't have to move your right stick as much, and you can make more subtle movements, which in turn makes your aiming more precise, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But it really works. One thing to note, though, is that when you first get them, you might hate them, you know, for the first few games, because your muscle memory is programmed a certain way, right? You're gonna have to reprogram your muscle memory to get used to them, and that's just normal, you know. That it's just completely normal that you're gonna have to adjust to them, and it's not that they suck. Trust me, when I first got them, I was kind of, you know, like about a year ago, I think it was now, my first pair. At first, I was like, oh man, like, you know, these aren't really that great, but you know, a few games later, I was kind of like adjusting. I was like, man, you know, I started noticing my precision being more on point, and so they do take getting used to, man. You know, keep that in mind. They're not going to make you a superhuman. They're not going to stop you from dying. You know, like any gaming peripheral. You know, they're not going to give you auto aim, but they really do help your accuracy. I'm not just saying that. They really do help the precision of your aiming, your accuracy. That's just the truth. Now, I first got, like I said, I first got them about a year ago, my first set, which was the Vortex for the Xbox One. My parents got me the pair for Christmas. They range between 10 and 20 bucks, and, you know, typically 10 to 15 bucks for the most part. And so I figured, you know, I've seen all these YouTubers talking about them, Call of Duty pros, and I was like, you know, they seem pretty cool, they look cool, so even if they suck, which they don't, but even if, I'm like, at least I'll have some cool little things to put on my joysticks and whatever, you know. So yeah, so they were cheap, so I figured, you know, why not? And I gave them a shot, and man, am I glad I did, because I swear, man, these are like, I just can't say good enough stuff. I feel like I'm like a sales guy for Kontrol Freak by talking like this, but I'm not, man. I mean it. Like, these work. They're sweet. Yeah. So like I said, I'm using the CQCs. And you know, I was seeing YouTubers talk about them, and you know, I was skeptical myself, and I figured I would give them a try. And the cool thing about Kontrol Freak as a company and as brand is that if you don't like them, you got a 30-day exchange or return policy that you can return them, and I think you can get your money back if you don't want another pair. I can't, you know, don't quote me on it, but I know for sure you can at least exchange them for another set within 30 days, as long as, you know, they're not busted up, which, you know, shouldn't happen, you know, unless you're running over them with like a truck or something. But you know, you got 30-day exchange policy because they really want you to find a set that's suitable for your playing needs and playing style. You know, like I said, they have a very wide range of selection, and you know, they're all for different playing styles. For me, I prefer like the kind of shorter, medium range kind of ones for myself. But you know, typically some people like to use the taller ones for sniping. Some people like to use the taller ones just for anything in general, but typically the taller ones are better for long range, the shorter ones are better for closer range. That's why the CQCs are shorter and called the close quarter combat. So that's, you know, that's basically how they work. And so I got the CQCs, I got the Vortex. Actually, I got 2 pairs of CQCs, one from Xbox, one from a PS4, and I got 2 sets of the Black Ops 3 ones, which are more like medium height. I usually use the Black Ops 3 ones for sniping. That's just because they're more medium range, so you can use them for, like, you know, kind of medium to long range stuff, sniping, I guess, assault rifle, stuff like that. But it's like, again, it's really up to personal preference, and you will have to tweak your sensitivity. It's gonna sound pathetic. Usually my sensitivity is at like about, you know, 4. If you think that's bad, it used to be at a 3 default, but it's about 4 or 5. With the Kontrol Freak, I had to bump it up to about 8, between 7 and 10. But in this gameplay commentary, it's an 8, and you know, it's just because of that increased range of motion. You just gotta tweak sensitivity and stuff. But you know, they really do work. Like, I don't really know what else to say. They really do work, and you know, that's basically how it works, is by adding that increased height increases your range of motion, and, you know, helps make your aiming more on point and more precise. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section below. Again, I'm going to leave a link for their website and a link for the CQC specifically in the description, so make sure you check that out. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Please like the video, subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that awesome stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And like always, until then, game on. Darkness taking over you.